Hi, today we're going to be talking about my favorite leave-in conditioners. I feel like I haven't done this type of favorites video in a while. It kind of feels old school at this point. I did just do, if you're interested, a hair care favorites, sharing all of my current favorites in every category. If you're new here, I have wavy curly hair, but I do tend to heat style it and wear it straight or in loose curls a decent amount. So I'll share which ones I use for what, but I would say most of these are pretty versatile. You don't have to have curly wavy hair to use these. So anyways, if you're new, I'd love if you would consider subscribing, and let's get into these. We're gonna start with the beloved Viral Super Milk from Lush. This is one that I've talked about in quite a few recent videos. I really like it. It's a good staple leave-in conditioner for me. But if I'm being honest, as I've said in the past, the main thing with this one is the scent. It smells so good. It's like a spiced lemon pound cake. That's literally what it smells like. It's delicious. It's like the perfect fall and winter scent, and it stays in your hair forever. And also, random side note, you can totally wear this on your skin because it does not leave a residue and it sinks right in, and it lasts forever on your skin too. It's like a perfume hair product. I mean, it's crazy. I don't think this is the type of scent that is like overpowering or makes you nauseous. It's so strong. It just lasts forever, and you kind of catch whiffs of it throughout the day, whether it's in your hair or on your skin. I mean, if you look at the ingredients of this, Lush is a pretty natural brand, so it's totally safe for your skin. I would go light-handed with this if you have super fine, thin hair, because it's not heavy, but it's pretty moisturizing, so you don't need a lot of it if you don't have like dry, curly hair. The description does say this is an almond, coconut, and oat milk hydrator that seals moisture into freshly washed hair and perks up dry curls. I would say that's pretty accurate. It's great for wavy curly hair, but you totally can use this on all hair types. I just would suggest using a small amount. If you have very thin, fine hair, a little goes a long way as far as the product itself and also the scent, like I said. So this is something I will definitely repurchase, mainly because of the scent, because I do have other leave-ins that I really like the formula too, but the scent of this for me is just unmatched, and the performance is so good. So I do think that this one is worth the hype, and I get why it's so popular. Next, let's go back to like my oldest favorite. I think this is the one that I've loved the longest from this video, and this is one that I repurchased not too long ago because I did go through a full one of this, which kind of says a lot for me because I have so many hair products, and I have had so many for years that when I go through one, it means I'm using it a lot. So this is from Kristin Ess. It's the leave-in conditioner, just the weightless shine. It says for all hair types. It's detangling, softening, and strengthening, moisture sealing, and shine enhancing. This is the only watery based kind of leave-in conditioner that I have. Pretty much all of my others are like a milky type of spray or cream or something like that. This one is more of a watery, clear leave-in, but it's still really hydrating, and it's great, like it says, for all hair types. This is not a curly, wavy product by any means, but it works really great for my hair. It's just so lightweight. It smells really clean and fresh, and it leaves your hair so soft and hydrated. This is my go-to for detangling on dry hair. Like, let's say I'm gonna hop in the shower, my hair is extra tangly, and I wanna give it a brush before I go in with my products. I'll spray this all over my dry hair and brush through, and it just detangles everything so beautifully without making my hair feel gunky, which if I'm about to wash it, it's not a big deal, but you can totally use it like if you want to brush your hair out before heat styling it, or you're going to wear it up for a day or two before washing it and you don't want it to feel nasty. This is really good for dry detangling, but it's also just a good leave-in in general. However you would use a leave-in conditioner. Definitely another staple for me. I really miss this one when I don't have it because I use it for certain things that I wouldn't use other leave-ins for, kind of like I just explained. So highly recommend this one for all hair types. You can't go wrong with it. It's such a good, affordable product. And then on the other side of that, why don't we just go ahead and talk about my most recent favorite. This I've mentioned in a few recent videos. I've been loving it so much. It's the Pacifica Coconut Milk Detangle Elixir. It says hydration and rehab for naughty knots with coconut and vitamin B5. This is from the coconut line. I've talked about other products in this line from Pacifica, and I love pretty much all of them. They're just so good. And I would say this is another product that's good for probably pretty much all hair types because it's very lightweight, but also moisturizing without weighing your hair down at all. But it's like a milky leave-in, so it's kind of interesting in that way. I don't know. Very nourishing product that's still really lightweight somehow. And I did share this in like a wash day, a quick wash day that I did, where I only used this product in my hair after shampooing and conditioning. And I actually only have this in my hair right now. I washed it like yesterday or the day before and just put this in, and it just gives my hair kind of like loose waves, but it feels like there's no product in my hair somehow. So this is such a good one for kind of those wash days where I don't want to spend a lot of time styling my hair, whether that's with all my curly products or heat styling it. I just want to put something in that makes my hair feel good and it still looks good. It doesn't look poofy and crazy, and it kind of gives my hair a break from all the products. I don't have to worry about styling it, but I still like the way my hair looks. This has been perfect for me in that way lately because I have a lot of those wash days, it feels like right now. And this is one that I've been using a lot. Again, I love Pacifica as a brand, and I really love this coconut line. I use it all year round because it's just that good. I wouldn't say the coconut scent is overly summery. It's like the native coconut and vanilla scent, that kind of coconut. It's not super strong either, but this is just so good and underrated. I feel like I've discovered a true gem in the drugstore hair care world that people don't know about, and I just want to keep talking about it because I feel like everyone should know how good this is. So highly recommend this one. Also for pretty much all hair types because it's really lightweight but still nourishing. Like I said, it's going to be more lightweight than the Super Milk. So you don't really have to worry about it weighing your hair down or being too much or anything. Let's switch over to a cream leave-in. This is one that's a little bit harder to get your hands on. I think you have to buy it at Walmart or on the Walmart website. You can get it as well. This is from the brand Hairitage. This is their strength training leave-in conditioner pudding. It's a pre-styler leave-in treatment that conditions hair. It says, I do really love it for my curly wavy hair, but I do feel like it would work for different hair types. And it does have some protein in it, so keep that in mind if you're like super sensitive, but I don't feel like it has ever given me a protein overload. The thing I really like about this too is I feel like it's a dupe for the Day Prickly Pear hair cream that everyone talks about for like slicked styles and stuff. I know that was viral. This is so similar to that. So I'll use it sometimes if I'm doing a slicked style and I want a cream. Although a lot of the time nowadays I'll use my wax stick from Briogeo, but this is also really good if you want a cream for that. I've used it for that many times. I've also used it as like a one and done styler for my curls. Just like out of the shower, and it works really well for that too. It's a good just leave-in treatment if you want some extra protein in your hair. This is just a really good versatile product, and I feel like it's underrated. It's like $8, and like I said, it's so similar to the Day one. If you've been wanting that cream, check this one out. It's really good for slicked styles, and it really keeps your hair in place. But it's weird because it doesn't make your hair crunchy, and I wouldn't say that it feels like it has super strong hold when you put it in your hair as a regular leave-in, but somehow it just keeps my slicked styles in place really well. Again, another one, I feel like most of these are really good for most hair types. This is definitely more of a cream product though, obviously. I mean, it comes in a tube, so you want to go light-handed with this. If you do have very fine, thin hair, you don't need a ton, but I don't think it's gonna like weigh your hair down. It's a little bit easier to control something like this than a spray leave-in like the Super Milk because you're distributing it throughout your hair with your hands and you can control how much you're using, and it's a little bit easier to not use too much, but love that. And then I've talked about this a lot too on my channel. Probably my most talked about leave-in in the last like 2 years. This is the Rizos Curls Refresh and Detangle Spray. So technically it's a detangle spray, but it's a leave-in. It's like a milky spray leave-in, similar to the Pacifica and Lush ones. But this is like the perfect texture for my hair. I haven't been using it as much since I've been using the Pacifica one, but I still love it so much. I mean, I wouldn't pick the Pacifica necessarily over this one. I don't think. It's just hard because I love them both. This says it has coconut oil, olive oil, and shea, and it has no sulfate, silicones, or parabens. Another like natural curly hair care brand. I don't think this is like a super curly hair care type of product. Like if you have loose waves, you can totally use this. Probably could even use it if you don't, but I understand not wanting to buy products from a brand that is marketed for curly hair if you have completely straight hair. But I don't think this would be too heavy for someone with straight hair as long as you're not using too much. This is just really nourishing. It's the perfect texture that I want in a spray leave-in, and this mister, the spray on this is super nice. It sprays out so fine and evenly all over your hair, which is something I always talk about with spray leave-ins. I really like it to have a nice mister. This is definitely a go-to for me. I really love using this when I style my curls and I just get out of the shower and want a base for my other products. Like that's what I use this for the most. I just love putting it on my wet hair and then applying my other stylers on top of it because I feel like I get really beautiful results. I've totally used it also when I heat style, but I do tend to use like a heat protectant type of product when I heat style, so I don't really necessarily use my other leave-ins unless I'm using the Lush Super Milk because I want my hair to smell good. So I do often use that before like straightening my hair or something, but most of the time I'm using a heat protectant cream or something so that I don't have to apply heat protectant when I'm actually going to style my hair. I think I covered all the bases with those and how I like to use them. I have one more here. This is from the brand Kinky Curly. I'm gonna link all of these, but this one I can't list the brand like above the link, if that makes sense, because every time I do that in my description box, YouTube flags it because the word, it's kinky hair. It's so irritating. I've had multiple links taken down or removed because of this brand name. Anyways, this is their Knot Today, a play on like a hair knot, leave-in / detangler. So another product that's great for both. This is a really interesting texture. This has like it's a cream, but when you look at it, it almost kind of looks like a shampoo. It has like this creamy, bubbly kind of texture to it. It's really interesting. Also kind of fun to use. I feel like it's thick enough that when I put it on my wet hair, it doesn't get like too watered down. It's still really effective, if that makes sense. I will say for me personally, I only use this when I'm styling my hair curly or wavy. I don't really know if this is something you would like. If you don't have curly wavy hair, it feels very much for that. So this is probably the main one that I specifically use when I style my waves and curls. And it's so good for that. Like when my hair is really wet, it's just the perfect texture. It still keeps enough product in the hair. It doesn't just all kind of come out when you're squeezing the water out of your hair, but it's not too much and doesn't weigh the hair down or anything. And it pairs really, really well with a gel or a mousse. If I want like super defined waves or curls, I probably wouldn't go over this with a curl cream because you don't really need to. This is basically going to give you that level of moisture, and I don't want to weigh my hair down. So I pretty much just always pair this with a gel or a mousse, and it works really well. You could also pair it with like a foam if you want a lighter hold, lighter feel to your hair. Another really good curly hair care brand. Anyways, those are all of my leave-ins that I had to talk about. I will say though, one honorable mention that I do also really like, I just haven't had it in years because I have so many hair products, but the Briogeo Rosarco Milk leave-in spray, that's a really good one. It's very similar, I would say, to the Rizos Curls one. The only thing is that the spray on that one kind of shoots out. At least when I had it, it did. It's been a while, so they could have changed the packaging. But when I had it, it was like a spray that kind of shoots out. And this is like a fine mist. So I would still probably recommend the Rizos Curls over that one because of that. But the actual formula and the product itself is really, really good. And if you don't mind or you want to spray the product into your hand and then apply it, I really like it. I could see myself repurchasing it if I ran out of all my leave-ins and I wanted to switch it up, go back to an old favorite. I would repurchase that one. And I can't say that about a lot of the leave-ins I've had in the past. I've decluttered a lot. Maybe some I've used up that I just didn't feel the need to repurchase. So I just wanted to give that a shout out because of that. But these are all really great options and you can't go wrong with any of them. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I feel like this is kind of an old school type of video. It feels like nobody does this stuff on YouTube anymore. I randomly was going through my subscriptions list the other night on YouTube just to kind of see if there were inactive accounts that I didn't want to keep on my list or whatever. And guys, I did not realize like 60 to 70% of the people that I was subscribed to at least weren't even on YouTube anymore. So many people have quit YouTube. Even a lot of the hair accounts that I followed a few years ago either hardly ever post content or they don't post any. And I just feel like this type of content isn't something people really do anymore on YouTube. So it's making me feel so old and kind of weird that I'm still doing it sometimes, but hopefully you guys still enjoy it. Let me know what you want to see. Like if there's new, more interesting content that you guys want to see from me, I would love to share. I just think these videos are fun to do every once in a while, especially if I have like updates or new products. But yeah, that was just a random little side rant. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in my next one.